Search engine optimization, or SEO. They're just 3 letters, but oh boy can they be mysterious and confusing. But don't you worry, in this video we're going to tell you all that you need to know in order to get your SEO off the ground. But first things first, make sure you subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button, click the notification bell in order to never miss a single video, and like this video if you think this information was useful and helpful for you. I'm Manuel Leon and I am a senior digital marketing strategist with Design 106. And today we're pulling back the curtain on all the mysteries that are around the SEO strategies. Now let's dig in. A common misconception about SEO is that the sole purpose or its only goal is to rank your website on the first page of Google. Now, this cannot be further from the truth. Ranking on Google or ranking on any search engine in the first position, it is definitely something that SEO strives for and is a result of an SEO strategy that is very, very effective. But that's not the end goal. Different SEO strategies can have different goals depending on your business, depending on your niche, and depending on your industry. You might want to create an SEO campaign to rank for just certain terms. You might want to do SEO just on a local level if you are like a small coffee shop or a restaurant or somewhere where people have actually to go physically to your business to enjoy your services or your products. Or you might create a campaign for SEO just to drive traffic towards your website. So there are different purposes and different goals that SEO can help propose. Yes, ranking on Google is definitely one of the most desired ones, and most people think it's the only one, but it's not really. There are different stages to create an SEO strategy, and these stages can be as simple or as complex as the strategy itself. That's going to depend on, again, your goals, the marketer, and the person who implements your campaign. Now today I'm going to walk you through some of the basics that you need to have in order to have effective SEO for your website. Let's begin. Now let's talk about building your Google My Business listing. A lot of people don't even know that Google My Business is something that exists, where I'm going to tell you in a very simple way what is it. When you go on Google and you make a search for anything, have you noticed that a little square comes up that says the name of the business, the hours of operations, the reviews, how much it costs, whether their services are expensive or not. It has photos of the business, if it's something that you can see photos of, or the service. That is your Google My Business account, basically, and it's unique to each business. Google will actually send you a physical postcard with a code that you need to enact in order to verify that you're an actual legit business before you even get to have a Google My Business account. But keep in mind that this is a free tool that Google offers, and it's incredibly useful and motivating for SEO purposes. The reason for it is that Google wants all the information to be centralized, but also because Google My Business is the hub where all your reviews from Google are going to go in from all your customers. Now keep in mind not only the traction that carries as social proof when someone looks for your business on a search engine and find all those reviews, but also it has a lot of traction from the back-end part of things, because Google loves their services and they want to push their own products and their own services. So if you don't have a Google My Business account, it's very hard to kickstart the growth of your overall SEO, especially on a local level. Now, a little bit of advice regarding a Google My Business account is that it's as very easy to create as it is hard to recuperate if you lose the credentials. So make sure that when you do create your Google My Business account, you don't create duplicate accounts, you keep that password and the username safe, because if you don't, then to be able to recuperate your account or to gain access back again is virtually impossible. I mean, it is possible, you can totally do it, but it requires a lot of work, time and effort, as Google doesn't have a direct customer service numbers where you can call and just request a new password. So the process can be very, very time consuming and at times very difficult to achieve. So keep that in mind when creating your Google My Business account. Now let's talk about keyword research. What is keyword research exactly? Well, There are certain tools that Google allows you to use in order to find out what keywords are most searched for when someone is using the search engine. Now, these keywords are basically going to compete against each other and at the same time with other businesses. So you must make sure that you include them within the content of your website and the content of your metadata and your meta tags on the back end of your website, that you include them correctly and properly and whenever is necessary. Google is very clever at determining if you are overusing keywords or if you are underusing them, and they're going to penalize them either way. So there is just that one sweet spot that you need to hit in order to use keywords effectively. But the first step is actually to do the keyword research, which is to find out what keywords are most beneficial for your specific business, for your industry, within your niche and within your geographical area. It's not the same to rank for certain keywords in a specific city than to rank for other keywords in another city or for one service versus another. So for example, your website might be ranking number 1 for service number 1, but it might be ranking number 10 for service number 7. So the reality is that keyword research is important because it maintains your content fresh. It's constantly changing according to the demands of the market. And as they change, you must perform this research continuously to update your content and update your metadata and re-optimize your website on a consistent and constant basis in order to get effective SEO results. Now the fun part has begun, which is the content creation part. Oh, I call it fun. Is it really? Sometimes. The reality is that content creation can be very complicated if you don't know how to be a good writer or how to be a good copywriter or how to include those keyword research. So ideally, you will try to hire someone that is already experienced in writing copy for SEO purposes. However, don't despair. If this is something that you want to do on your own, you can also do it as long as your content is fresh and it contains a good amount of keywords that are effective towards your niche and your audience and your product. You should be in good hands. Now, after you have optimized your website, after you have researched your keywords, after you have built your Google My Business listing, now is the time to start creating that content, right? And how you're going to decide what that content is going to be is going to link back to your keyword research. As you know what terms and words are people looking for, you will also find out what services or what products they're more interested with or more interested in. So once you have that information, it'll be much easier for you to craft written content that appeals to that audience. That's basically the purpose of content creation, to bring traffic, to overall offer important and effective information to your audience that can prompt them to take an action within your website or with your overall company. Along with your content strategy, you will also think about something called link building. What is link building and how it works? Well, it's fairly simple. Basically, in your website, in your content, as you craft new ideas and as you craft written content that is optimized for SEO, ideally you also would include links that go from your website to another website. Of course, this has to be pertinent because Google is really clever in determining and find out if you're just putting random links. So let's say you're talking about a product and there is another product that could be related to your product but is not necessarily from your company. You will write an article and you might want to mention the other company or the other product or something that is added. Now these links can be from your website to external websites like third-party websites, or they can be from your website to other sections within your website, although those are not as effective. And the same way works, but the other way around, from links that are coming from other people's websites linking back to yours. Now this is extremely valuable. It's one of the most valuable things that you can do for an SEO strategy, as Google loves those interconnections between websites and between content. The goal is to take the user from one place to the next seamlessly and effectively by still keeping them engaged in the same line of content that they've been looking at. So that doesn't mean that they have to look the same way if you refer someone from your site to another site, but at least the things have to be related. The more links that you have, on your website and the more links that you have linking back to your website, the more ranking you're going to get with your SEO. So like anything and everything in marketing, one of the most important steps is to measure. So basically reporting, it applies the same to SEO. Once you have optimized your website, which includes a lot of different tasks of optimization, once you have created your content strategy, you've done your keyword research, you're creating content constantly and consistently, you are linking back and getting links back from other websites or other third parties, now is the time to understand how effective is all this going to be within your site. And for that, we use an amazing tool, Google Analytics. Now, Google Analytics is a free tool that Google offers its users in order to track everything that happens, every action that happens within a website. In a Google Analytics account, you can track not only traffic, bounce rate, session duration, and amount of users that come visit your website, but you can also tell where are they coming from, how long are they staying, what pages are they visiting most, and what content are they being more engaged with. And this information is crucial and it's important for you because it's going to help you understand what type of content you need to craft down the road to even get much better results. So remember, performing and tracking is the most important step of all, because if you don't, nothing that you did before is gonna matter because you don't have a way to tell if that worked or it didn't work or what things you need to adjust. So a lot of people and a lot of marketers are not great at tracking, especially giving their clients the half-baked information of the track. Like they'll give a client a weird report that is not really legible. It's kind of like when you go to the doctor and get a report from the doctor and then you basically can't read it because you're not a doctor. The same applies. So if you're a business owner and you're hiring someone to drive your social media or SEO strategy, make sure that when they give you the reports for tracking, you understand exactly what's going on there, because it's not just about the numbers, it's about how those numbers can influence your strategy or not. Now, from what I just described to you, I basically just scratched the surface of what SEO entices. There are many tasks that need to be done and performed within those tasks, and there's a lot of technical knowledge that the average person or the average business owner won't necessarily have. And as everything, there is a learning curve that you can take, but if you're really focused on growing your business and you really want to be worried and focus on your business itself, you're going to leave the SEO aspect to someone who is more experienced, like an agency or an SEO expert. Now, I do want to mention this. There's two ways of doing SEO that are important. There's the organic way and then there's not organic way. What I just described and all the steps that I just mentioned are meant for organic SEO, which signifies consistently and continuously creating new optimized content so you can rank better, maintaining your local listing, make sure you do your keyword research, so on and so forth. Now the other way is to pay Google for Google advertising and to pay them in order to rank your site much higher in the Google pages. However, this is somehow unsustainable for medium-sized and small business owners. And the reason is that it can be very expensive. So I would recommend something like that in case that you have a product, an event, or something that needs to be promoted in a specific period of time. Or if you're a large company who has a lot of budget in order to maintain your ranking up by paying Google, then this is something that you could potentially do to maintain your website coming up first, and it's going to be very, very effective. However, if you're not a large company who has a lot of budget, or if you're not doing a closed event or concrete offer, then it might become unsustainable for you to be paying every month for Google to rank your website, because it can become very expensive, and the moment you stop paying, that moment your website is going to go back to zero and you're going to lose everything that you had. So you will be better off with an organic SEO content strategy. And I know it can be complicated and I know it can be overwhelming, but do not despair. Check out our other videos on SEO, but if you do have questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below, or you can schedule a consultation with me or one of our SEO strategists at www.design106.com. Now, don't forget to subscribe to this video if you think that this information was helpful for you, and click the notification bell so you never miss a single video. See you in the next episode. Bye.